All right, let's continue on. So user behavior analytics. Now, this is again one of the key capabilities of Claire that we made available in data privacy management. Now, Claire uses statistical and machine learning approaches to detect data outliers and anomalies. The user behavior analytics capability detects patterns of user behavior that might be risky. Somebody on the last day of their work trying to download a database of information of your customers is not really great. User behavior analytics is able to look at that behavior and is able to raise red flags so that these kinds of impersonation, credential hijacking, and privilege escalation attacks can be found out at the right time. So user behavior analytics uses unsupervised machine learning techniques to find out what's the normal user activities. And then once we have done that for some time, we can then identify if there are any abnormal user activities that are going on for this. So multiple different machine learning based techniques like principal component analysis, Birch techniques for hierarchical clustering are used for doing that. And then we identify anomalous behavior across each of these activities that users are doing as they reach these sensitive data sources. Most data security breaches happen within. There are either existing employees who know about these database credentials, or employees that have just left the company and have access to these databases that they are trying to exploit. User behavior analytics finds these kind of abnormal access to databases and flags it so that these kind of breaches, users are saved from these kind of data breaches. Now let's look at the third use case, which is analytics and data science. Again, large number of our Informatica products that deal with it, products like Enterprise Data Catalog to help be the Google of enterprise data assets, one place to go to for data analysts to find the most important and relevant data sets for their analytics needs. Axon for governing their data privacy management to make sure that sensitive data is not reaching end users. Enterprise data prep so that this data is prepared before it can be used for analytics in a user-friendly manner. And then Informatica data quality that helps with making sure that the data quality of these data assets is always always correct. So here we deal with multiple different user personas, and the key Informatica difference that we bring in is automatic discovery, classification, and business context information to this data analyst. So to the data analyst user. So let's look at each of these in detail and how Claire helps with this use case. We'll start with domain and entity discovery. As I said, with domain discovery, we can identify key data elements for a file name file1.csv in the data lake. We can identify that it contains first name, last name, address, location, and all of that information, not only at the element level, but at the entity level. By combining each of these elements into entities, we can say that this file1.csv really contains orders data from this year, and so on, right? So that capability helps users discover data in their data lakes, even when it is not named properly. And with names and with technical users, one thing you'd have to know, right? That technical users, as technical developers, we are really bad with names, right? We call customer ID as CID, and credit card number as CCN. Sometimes we call it column 1, and we leave it to the end users and data analysts and data scientists and other data users to figure out what data asset they are really looking for. And that's where automated domain discovery and entity discovery comes in. It automatically helps find out these key concepts and helps users search for these data assets. We can look at a whole data lake, run domain discovery in all of this data lake at scale. None of our competitors can do this. Claire can run do domain discovery at hundreds of thousands of columns performantly and come back and name things and help users find these data assets easily. Claire can suggest alternate and complementary data sets in enterprise data preparation product. It uses content-based filtering to suggest complementary data sets, the data sets that you can join to expand your analysis and make that analysis more comprehensive. We use other joins that have been done in Power Center, in IICS, in BI tools to provide these kind of recommendations in enterprise data preparation. Secondly, if you are, let's say, going to do customer churn analysis, you gather certain input data sets for doing that customer churn analysis and preparation. What Claire can do is it looks at all the other users and the input data sets that they have used. And if they have used the same input data sets to create an output data set, that output data set is suggested as an alternate data set for this particular project. So that if somebody has already done the work of preparing the data for customer churn analysis, then you don't have to redo that work again and do that again and again across multiple users and multiple data sets. We save hours and hours and sometimes days and weeks of efforts that data curators and data scientists and data analysts do to prepare data for all the analysis in the organization.